Greetings and welcome once again to the broadcast. I'm your host, and today we're going to look at some little electronic devices to help you read your Bible. iPads, iPods, smartphones, Kindles, things like that. You don't have to have one, but they're a neat little thing if you decide to just, with that cup of coffee, just how hard could it be to read just a little bit of the Bible or just check a few topics. Also, we're going to have a very special treat today. We're going to have, in addition to be able to read during your coffee time, we're going to have a field trip before we start class. Now, by way of review, this ship you see here, that reminds you that you can, if you ever tour a museum somewhere, you can look at the ships and see how many people they held in times of the Bible. Biblical recipes, biblical foods. There's probably some around your town. We talked about that. How you could find those recipes out yourself by looking in the Bible a little bit. Also, the old Bibles, I mean the ones way back to like the Pilgrims were arriving, these things are available for free. That's right, with just a Kindle or an iPad, iPod, or computer. But wait a minute, let's go on. This class has been so good. What do you say we go ahead and start a field trip first, and then come back to our Bible studies? Well, we're going to take a little look at an Oregon park. We're on a bicycle path on a very special bridge that's made just for bicycles. Off to the right is where we're going. There's a place down there that has a bunch of memorial placards of achievements. We're going to take a ride up here, kind of like what you might find in a museum or some kind of an outing. As we go by, you can get a sense. You may have seen these before when you tour different places. These placards here are on the right. Up here a little farther, there's going to be some on the left. Now, you might imagine there could be an occasional biblical reference on some of these. Wouldn't it be neat to be able to just walk by, check the biblical reference, and put the device right back in your pocket? Here's a way you can do it. Okay, these placards of achievement typically feature a person's photograph, something about them. Oh, Isaiah 2:4. Look, there's a Bible verse. Just this quick, you could bring up Isaiah 2:4 if you had a device in your pocket, and you could read about it. Now, some political figures, let's see what they have to say. Okay, this is an anonymous one, so there won't be any Bible lookup on this one. Here's former President of the United States, and let's see if there's a Bible verse right down there. Let's see. Okay, you see what that one is? Can you see what that Bible verse is? Matthew 5:9. Let's look that up real quick to see what that might be. First, you punch in Matthew. You see Matthew at the top there? Okay, the number 5, you tap number 5, it goes up to the chapter. You take and scroll up to number 9, and there it is, Matthew 5:9. Faster than most people can find it with a real Bible. You can do this time after time after time again. Let's try it again. You're walking by, you see a placard of achievement. You see a verse down there. You take your device out, you look at the verse, you tap in Matthew. Okay, it happens to be chapter 5. You tap verse number 5. There it is, up to number 9, and you read it and you put it back in your pocket and you keep on walking. This is how you enrich yourself in your Bible study. Let's take a breather now. We'll come back to another fun thing to do. Bible study for cowards. We've got to leave the park, folks. Field trip's over. Field trip's over, class. You better start taking it seriously now, just because you were outside. What are you going to do during your studies when all of a sudden 2 words in red appear? You're just reading your Bible. Hey, what's that mean over there? What if you're reading and the whole sentence is red? Or, let's say you're getting deeper into some studies and all the words are red. That simply means that all those letters, that the editor spent some extra time and money to alert you that those words are spoken by Jesus Christ, God's Son. You might do well to listen to them. Now, to show you how the Bible can apply to daily things, when young merchant marines apply for their certificate, they have to remember certain sayings such as, red sky in the morning, sailor take warning, red sky at night, sailor's delight. Merchant marines all over the earth know this. That comes from these words right here from Jesus Christ. Basically, a long time ago, he talked about red sky in the morning, sailor take warning, red sky at night. And you can look all these things up with a little Kindle, iPad, iPod, smartphone. How would you do it? Let's look up Matthew 24. You just type in M-A-T for Matt. Can you find it up there? Do you see it? There it is, M-A-T. You just type Matt and bingo, you're into Matthew for the chapter. You type in, you hit 24, 2, 4, tap, and there, right there, just that fast, you've gone to that verse. It makes reading fun. You're the boss, not somebody else, some religious worker or somebody who's paid. Also, When you have that time with your refreshment, your energy drink, your tea, your coffee, you can just take little snippets of time during the day and study about what you want to study about, the topics you're concerned about. Anyway, there's a little thing called a stylus, and this isn't something you need to ask the grandkids about. It's called a stylus. There's one right there. You hold it in your hand, you tap it, and it works great. Okay, folks, you've been doing real good. Let's get ready for some studies. Well, folks, this next lesson is going to be how to do a word search in the Bible. Let's just say you were curious how many times is the word India mentioned in the Bible. You type in the word India, you tap search, and bingo, on the right you can see everywhere it scours the whole Bible for those two verses right there. Now, we're going to remain silent here, and we're going to do a word search, look up the word Italy. Tell us, what do you see? What do you see if you had one of these things? How would you look it up? All right, folks, if you were able to follow along, it was kind of a trick question. It showed you 4 places where Italy was mentioned in the Bible, all 4, by the way, but by typing in the word Italian, you were able to get the 5th one. Not really a trick question, but just to show you how an electronic device can really speed your walk through the Bible. Well, this is it. This is McEisencraft signing out. We're very happy you could all be with us, that you could take the field trip, that you could learn a few things. And you know what? Let's just think about this right now. You can have a sports drink, an energy drink, a cup of tea, the coffee, whatever. If it's easy to get to the Bible, you can get through that thing. We've told you before, we'll say it again. There's more words in the Sunday edition of a Sunday newspaper in a big city. That means the whole thing, the ads and everything, than there is in the Bible. If you were asked to read the entire Sunday paper that came, you wouldn't say you're going to get a headache, you're upset. I could never do anything like that. It would stress me out. If someone says, I'll give you $25 or $50 or $100,000, could you read that newspaper, every single word? I think we know the answer to that. But if someone says, hey, if you get a chance, why don't you read the most published book on earth? Go ahead and read it. It's some neat stuff, and don't get a new Bible. Get an old one that has all the old good stuff in it, that hasn't been censored, that hasn't had gender changes in it, that hasn't been feminized, had feminization changes in it, that hasn't been modernized, had modern changes in it. Get the old school one where the recipes are the same, accurate and wholesome. I've been your host, and this is it for McEisencraft, a Bible study for cowards.